And that's why they wanted to gank him early to slow this kind of timing down. Normally he does this around 9 minutes.
Eternal Envy does that quite a lot too, where he just he picks up his Clink and just full time in the enemy jungle, bouncing back and forth between the safe lane and the mid laner. And just, jungles up. He finds an opportunity to get a kill. Middle lane, they're going to be able to take out XD. Big pick off there. Samael finally makes use of that Yule Scepter. We also saw earlier the Techie suicide. That was pretty obvious what was going to happen. So nothing very special about that. CDEC, despite missing their Darks here, are going to go ahead and try and take an early Roshan. This is the advantage of having Blood Rage on your team, the increased damage. They also have a very early Medallion from Q. And it seems like, due to the lack of vision from Evil Geniuses, they're not going to be able to spot this one out in time.
This is so huge from CDEC right now. This is the safest objective that they can go for because they don't know where the mines are. They don't want to have to focus on that. And they realize that EG just can't fight into them right now. Like, the Earthshaker plus their supports are just better. Alina can't really do much against the lineup that CDEC have, especially once she blows her Yule Scepter. And there's not much that can protect her. Like, the Dazzle can grave for you, sure, but Dazzle's not an offensive hero. Techies is definitely not an offensive hero. It's like a passive-aggressive hero. You wait for people to die to you first, and then you can get aggressive on the map. But CDEC have an incredible 5-man roster, and I'm a little bit worried right now for EG because with that Aegis, it's going to allow Aggressive to get really aggressive on the map. The Bloodseeker is steadily starting to catch up. Like, he hasn't died in quite some time. His CS still isn't the best, but you never really want to be in a position where you just kind of allow him to get back into the game for free, and that's what's happening right now.
I'm slightly concerned if this is going to be a problem, the 5-man from CDEC. I'm concerned that we see Fear going for Medallion. It's pretty normal for Clinks, but I almost feel like you need to speed up your Desolator timing just to give you more split push pressure in order to kind of offset the very clear 5-man that CDEC will be able to accomplish.
I think going for the Medallion is still okay. It's not ideal in these types of games, but you're going to go for the Deso anyways, and it does increase your damage for free. For 900, it's really cheap. And then you go for the Solar Crest, which is incredibly strong against a Bloodseeker who's so underfarmed. Right. Like, maybe he does still go for a Midas, because the rest of his team is doing really well. And the Gyrocopter is going to go for the SNY, which makes sense, right, if you think about it. If he goes to the BKB first, he still needs the SNY for the stats. Because there's so much that goes to the BKB. Like, there's actually no reason for him not to go for this. Otherwise, he'd have to go for something like a Satanic first for the raw HP pull, or a Scotty, and he doesn't want to do either of those things. Going for the SNY allows him to fight. And I think when you're this far ahead, going for drums is just game losing. Like, you want to build into the late game.
Right. CDEC start pushing on that tier 1 tower. You can see Q trying to wrap around here, does place a rather aggressive ward, but not